welcome back to the channel. How on earth are we, people? I'm well. I have a little card for you today using the new arrival elephants from Copictopia. It's so stinking sweet. It's so cute. I just love it. I am using the W5s, the W3, W1 for two of the elephants, and I'm going to use the C3, C5, C3 and C1 for the other elephant. Now I have sort of slowed it down. I had a comment almost begging me to slow it down. The problem is people don't watch for that long. So it's hard to figure out what to do, basically, because I'm just a little channel. But it's hard to figure out what to do. But anywho, so I've slowed it down, and then I'm going to, you're not going to see the other elephant because it's pretty much exactly the same, and then you'll come back to the baby elephant. I have left on his trunk a little bit of reflective shadow. Now, I'm not a professional, I'm not even Copic certified. I just love my Copics and I play with them. So you do you, but what I'm saying is that things are going to be reflected, a little bit of light is going to be reflected off another image. Also, it's really handy when it is a dark color to give you some definition between two things on this, let's say elephant on this particular situation, but generally speaking on anything. Am I using it exactly how it's meant to be used? I don't know. I don't think so, but I think it turned out pretty stinking cute, so I don't think anyone's really going to go, you've used that wrong, it should be the other way around, or whatever. I'm just letting you know what I do and have some fun with it. I've cut out a little piece there in the center. It's underneath my finger at the moment because I colored it, and as soon as I colored it, I went, no, that's wrong. Again, we've got a little bit of reflective shadow to give it a little bit of a rounded look. Just making sure underneath my flowers there are going to have a little bit of the darker color. Blending that out with the W3. And then I'm going to blend it out again. And of course, I'm going to go over these 2 times with W1. I have done a little bit on the top of his ears. Now the center of his ears, I'm going to use the C3. I got distracted and now I don't know what I was saying to you. I think it's with the ears. So with the ears, you're going to see me use the W3. That's what it was. The W3 around the base where the ear actually hits the head, and using just flicking motions to make it not a harsh line. So the flicking, the lines are just going to be nice and harsh, but the flickiness provides an area that it can just sort of blend in. I am also going to use the R30, and again, flicking out. This is where I'm going to go in with the W3 and then blending that out with the W1. So this is going to give me a nice pinky grey. So it's going to be a little bit different, going to be with a little bit of colour glazing over the top. And strictly speaking, we probably colour glazed it at the start of it rather than at the end of it. The pads of their feet are going to be nice and dark. We're going to keep that just really in the same sort of colour line and everything else. Again, we're going to use the W3 to do a bit of colour glazing, and on, shall we call them toenails? Let's just call them toenails. But they just have the R30 on them. The baby here, we're going to be colouring in with the cool greys, the C collection. I am going to be roughly sort of doing a makeshift line for the edge of the head. But this is going to be softened down by the time you do all of it. I've kept a shadow around the top of the trunk. And we're just making sure we've got right up underneath those flowers again. So they're sort of nice and soft. This card is going to be pretty easygoing, soft little card. Because, you know, I like a lot of bold colours, but sometimes it's nice just to have a little bit of softness. So I've done it basically all the same, except for the point that I've used the cool greys rather than the warm greys. And of course, a little bit with the ear in the sense of I had a very defined line with the two elephants that are facing forward. So I didn't want a terribly defined line, but I wanted to sort of make sure, you know, it's different from the rest of it. Put it that way. Now with his, I don't know, I really want to call them bloomers because, you know, it's not even my generation, but that's just tickles my fancy. So his little trousers, we're going to start off colouring that with the cool greys. We're going to do it like a blue-green combination, and then, but I decided to put a little bit of the cool greys through it, so it's going to be a much more muted blue-green. So this is where we're going to go the BG15, because we're only using two colours. I'm using the BG15 and the BG11 with this. So the cool greys, I'm also going to do a bit of tip to tip just to blend those two in. So the cool greys are going to give it a little bit of a muted look, but it's also going to give us a little bit of a darker edge to it. Go back through one more time. Blend that out with the C1. I think it was a C3 and then the C1, but the little frilly bits are just going to be straight because they're really small. And we've had this discussion before. When it's really only small, don't stress. This is a stress-free area, a stress-free environment. Let's just call it that. Again, I'm using the R30 on his little, we're just calling them toenails. I'm assuming they're toenails, but that's it. So this card is for Copictopia. I will leave a link down below to the website. They have very kindly offered you guys a code where you can get 10% off. So you just use my name and 10, so Natalie 10. Put that in the checkout when you check out and you'll get 10% off. So these are really, really cute. His tail just tickled my fancy because it's right there on the other trunk. I just thought it was really cute. We've got the YG63 and YG60. No, I just think I used the YG 63 too. I just checked. Now some of these that I'm going to colour as a leaf are not leaves. I don't think they're leaves, but you're not going to pick them out whatsoever. I'm going to use the same colour combinations for the flowers, except we're going to bring one more colour into the picture. So I'm going to use sort of like a golden combination. It's going to have 3 flowers. So one elephant, this elephant here is going to have the 2 of them together, and the other one on the right hand is going to have 1. So it's still going to be like the picture of 3s. You know what I mean? So 3 is visually pleasing to the eye. The roses are very small. So again, I'm not stressing. Don't stress about all these little bits and pieces, because your eye is just going to pick up that it's got a little bit of color combination, a little bit of depth to the flower, and a little bit of highlights. And you're looking at, whoever gets this card is looking at the entire image rather than specifically the flowers. I am going to colour the baby. We're just going to call her the baby. Down the bottom, the cool grey elephant, just all in the same colour. So they're going to be still the same colour combination. It's just going to have one with one flower that's golden colour and the other one that's got two. Here I'm just checking my colours and sort of figuring out whether they are exactly what I want. So we've got Y28 and Y26 for our other little flowers. So we're just going to finish up those little flowers. And sometimes I don't even go over them twice. Honestly, I can't remember whether I did. So you and I are about to learn for ourselves whether I went over this 2 times or not. There you go. It looks like I did. So that image is just about all done. There's a couple of areas I should say, that need to be trimmed out. I've already trimmed out one, you can see, and this is my second one. We're going to cut that. There we go. I have actually cut that out on my brother's scanner cut. This is a die for tags from Paper Rose, and I've made it a little bit shorter. So I've die cut it once and then moved it up into the die a little bit to do a little bit of partial die cutting. If you don't know what that is, let me know and I will do another video and I'll show you exactly what it is. This has its own little reinforcements. I've chosen just to keep them in the same color. I've used some evergreen bough in the background and also using the tag die just to blend where I need to. So if you look at it there, it looks like a hot mess. It's just a mess. This is a little bit of netting. Now I really want some more of this. I just think it's really pretty. Sometimes you forget what you've got. I'm trimming it down to just be a nice rough edge. And that is going to go onto our card panel over the evergreen bough. Now I have got 2 smudges on there. I'm not stressing. I've checked it. That's why I put the elephants back down, to make sure that I didn't have to do something else. And they're going to be covered. And you'll see they're going to be covered. So I don't like replacing or redoing things. I'm a little bit of a person that just likes to do things once. I don't. If I can figure out a way to get around it, I will. Just double checking my little people. I thought I'd try and get a little bit off, but honestly, you're not going to see that whatsoever. Our little elephants are going to sit on top of our sentiment. Trim that off at an angle. This is going to be raised up with some foam dots again, as is our little elephants. They're going to be raised up as well, because they're sort of going to be overflowing, so they need to be raised up. I'm being careful where I place my foam, because I don't really need foam underneath like their ears, the outer ears, because it overhangs. So that's pretty much our card. The last thing I'm going to do is put a bit of stardust glickle. What is a glickle? Stardust stickles, because it's cute and I can't really help myself. This is just a little bit of natural twine. Do it before you put it on the card, people. Do it. Don't save yourself some drama, because, you know, I think about these things after. A little quick tip is I'm going to use a glue dot on my twine, just to make them stick down and go at the angle where I want them to. I've just got a little gooby there that I need to remove him. Trim that off a tiny bit more. And that's pretty much the card. So yeah, if you like what you see today with all my warts and all, hit the subscribe button. I am not a perfectionist. And I make mistakes. And I like to show you these mistakes so you know that how to fix things. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It really lets YouTube algorithm know that we're not too bad. I'm not too bad. And that's it from me. I hope you're well. Take care, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.